Thanks to our panelists and presenters today. And next, I want to introduce the president of the Independent Oracle Users Group, Michelle Malcher. And Michelle, can you please start by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, and thanks for having me here today. I've been working with database technologies for the last 15 plus years now. And I work for a company in Chicago where I have a team and we provide data as a service. Also, with the Independent Oracle User Group, I've been involved with that for the last 10 plus years actually. And it's a great community to learn new things about database technologies and also get some information about implementing something like database as a service.
Great, thanks for that, Michelle. Now, I understand the users group recently did a survey of the users about cloud and database as a service and their plans for that. And there were some surprising results. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the surprising part of it is there really, within our user community and the ones that we surveyed, there was significant jump in adaptation of cloud services, public or private clouds. And there's also a desire to migrate to cloud. So there's already planning going on in the community. So there's already 37% that have some sort of database as a service offering from those surveyed, which is pretty significant, I think. And notice that it's very much up and coming thing that they're very interested in doing.
Yeah, it sounds like a big trend and with a lot of interest, and I'm sure it's only going to keep growing from here.
Yeah, especially in the survey, it also pointed out that they're expecting it to be like half within the next 3 years.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of interest when I talk to customers and CIOs. Particularly the cost savings is very compelling, and also the ease of use, ease of deployment. All these things sound very compelling. Michelle, can you give us some advice to our audience about things they should look for when adopting database as a service?
Certainly. So our members are actually looking at a couple things and starting and planning their database as a service environment. They're looking at what they can consolidate on the database side of things, getting the databases to a couple servers and looking what best applications they can start this off with. It's not a full bang approach. It's normally in pieces where they actually start to do this. Then they're also looking to plan on how they're going to give the resources, make it available. If they're looking on how fast they can provide that service, or if they're looking at how far they can grow it. So if it's something that they know that they'll need a lot of resources for, or if they need to provide something very quickly. And then they also look to provide some sort of service level agreement, because you need to be able to measure and have the databases and have the resources available for them. They also need to look at how they're going to pay for the environment, right? Of course, with the consolidation, they have the advantages of some possible cost savings, but in providing it as a service, there needs to be some sort of cost allocation model that they're going to start to look at. And then the other thing that is also interesting to look at is actually what level of service that people can have. So they can have lower level service, they can have smaller databases, they can look at having middle-sized databases, larger databases, and just be able to communicate that back to the group. And that's a lot of planning that you start off with and do. And then of course you have to go in and implement it. The nice thing about being part of the Independent Oracle User Group is you have a community of people that are already in some part of those phases. So you can get information from them, see, like we saw with the panel and the different presentations earlier, get some advice from those members and actually have them help you out along the way and those steps that you need to plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds like the users group has a lot of good advice, and our users could benefit a lot from participating in the users group and learning from what some of the other users are doing in database as a service. So thank you very much for joining us, Michelle, and thank you for leading the independent users group. And I know that you put a lot of time and effort into that. Thanks also to our panelists and our presenters today, and thank you for joining us in our presentation.